Angry Birds Epic is a game known for its numerous class combos, each of which can drastically change your strategies and game plans. These days you'll see people recommend specific meta combos for the game, but what does Rovio have to say about it? In fact, what does Rovio recommend to do throughout the entire game? In this video, we'll find out by playing Angry Birds Epic the intended way. If the game tells us to buy an item, we gotta buy it. If the game tells us to use a certain combo of birds, we gotta use them. And if the game tells us to spend $8 for snoutlings, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this video, but with that being said, let's get started with the game. Which, you know, isn't very different than normal. The game kinda tells you what to do up until you unlock Chuck, so nothing important really occurs here. So if you see, the game is telling us to just attack and shield, so that's what we kinda have to do here. I'm sure you can hear the real excitement in my voice from going through the game's tutorial for the 100th time, and that's why I'm here as a voiceover. Anyways, the game progresses fairly normally, with us taking out a few waves of regular enemy pigs, followed by defeating Prince Porky for the first time in this playthrough. As a reward for our valiant efforts, we unlock the anvil right after. Again, we have to craft, and we got a pretty good fork length, all things considered. With our new powerful weapon, we could easily destroy every single pig in the battles after, not getting close to dying at all if you ignore Chuck in this specific wave. And right after, we can unlock the cauldron, already obtaining a way to heal our birds back to maximum HP. Nice, so it's telling us to exit the nest, so I guess no more potions for us. Well, healing our birds 3 times is good enough for now. Entering the first castle. We're already at the first castle, isn't that great? We truck our way upwards while quickly running out of the 3 potions we just got earlier, eventually having 0 by the last wave. Of course, it doesn't really matter, as the first castle is physically built to prevent you from losing, and thus we can take out Prince Porky really quickly, getting us 3 well-deserved stars on this wave battle, alongside 25 snoutlings. We also got this egg thing right after. And wouldn't you look at that, now we have the first bird egg, and already the game is telling us what to do. To buy the Guardian for red, just go on to the next battle, and change red's classes to fit with that. Now, let's see what the hint says. The hint is recommending the Guardian and Mage, so no Lightning Bird for us, I suppose. It's also important to note the hint the game gave us. We have to make sure to target the tallest pigs first, as they're the most powerful. Now, I am aware this philosophy kind of falls apart once you reach Alpha Pig and the like, but for now I suppose it works out for us just fine. And yet again, we have to go for the tallest pig, which means the Pyro Pig it is. Chuck Storm kinda killed the regular stick pigs first instead of the Pyro Pig, and although it's unfortunate we didn't follow the game's instructions to a T, we just kinda have to live with it and move on. And moving on, we get a really nice shield upgrade for Chuck. The game doesn't instruct us to get it for red, even though it's kind of implied, so we only decide to craft the upgraded clay orb, getting us some extra health. The game forces us to accept the item with no stars, even though we have enough friendship hearts to change that. Oh well, I suppose. It's all fine, however, since right after, the game prompts us to spend $7.44 to upgrade Red's Knight, alongside get a large amount of snoutlings. Now, I could have spent my money on this, but let's be honest here. $7.44 is not worth it for a 5-second YouTube bit, and thus, we just exit the menu and continue on, eventually reaching Matilda's Garden. Okay, so at this point in the game, this is just a complete direct hint. Get Chuck's Lightning Bird class from the previous trainer who could defeat the upcoming mini-boss. Now that's interesting. I do want to see what class they recommended for red, though. They recommend Guardian. Okay. So they want us to buy the Lightning Bird. Like, the game really wants us to buy Lightning Bird. So I guess that is what we must do. And just like the hint has implied, this Lightning Bird makes the battle 10 times easier, and we can just beat the level right now, finally unlocking Matilda. After unlocking Matilda, we just progress as normal throughout the next few levels, eventually reaching Professor Pig's laboratory. Anyways, after buying the chili cake recipe, we try and craft one for ourselves, only to be forced to reroll a perfect 4-star craft. Why this system exists, I have zero idea. After accepting a worse roll than our original one, we continue on to the next battle in the Golden Plains, where we face more common pigs. Unfortunately, the game thinks these ones are special, because they recommend the Paladin, Thunderbird, and Bard for this battle. Ignoring the fact these cost hundreds of lucky coins, these are not needed to complete the level at all, and so, I just choose the closest birds I have to each recommended one. and as expected, the battle goes by really easily, getting us right to the first friendship gate of the game. Friendship gate. Ask your friends to open this gate. It says for more awesome battles and treasure. So I guess we have to open the gate now. Now you see, we have the exact correct amount. That can't be a coincidence. We just have to. Yeah, I kinda spent all my lucky coins on this area. It's not like I was gonna use them for anything different anyways, so it was a fine purchase to make. The issue came from the fact that Piggy McCool has a cooldown of 10 hours between uses, and since we were broke, we couldn't buy a mercenary to help us with the next battle in the area. So in hindsight, it wasn't a fine purchase to make. Weirdly enough, after the next battle, the class recommendations go back to normal, only telling us to use the classes that we currently have. So I don't really know what was different about that one specific previous level, but it doesn't really matter since they're all pretty easy anyways. Mix in a wave battle with some pilots, and just like that we can unlock the golden pig machine, allowing us to truly gamble away our earnings. Back at the nest, we use our free roll to get a handbag for Matilda, and upon seeing all the cool loot we can get, I spend my final 3 lucky coins to get a weapon upgrade for Chuck. Not horrible loot all things considered, but now it was time to use our remaining resources to craft some potions. And my luck here was actually really good, like multiple 4 stars in a row levels of good. We managed to craft 20 potions before continuing onwards to the next level, which just so happens to be the one we need to beat to unlock Bomb. Their hint is to use the Guardian, which gives them an effect that they are immune to. So I guess this game has just gone insane or something, because these are not very good combinations currently as it stands. I've always liked the little detail that like you can see the ship fighting in the background. It gives you that real sense of urgency that you don't have any time left. After beating the level, Bomb is able to clear the ship of enemies, and just like that we can add him to our roster, having to now chase after the pirate captain. The game also prompts us to log into Facebook. I mean, it tells us to sign in, but just the game doesn't allow us to sign in. So, I mean, fortunately we can't do that. Over the next few levels, we fend off against the pirate captain while he tries to steal our steering wheel. Every battle is kinda the same at this specific point, so to recap, we primarily use the Lightning Bird, Cleric, and Pirate. For some reason, the game still recommends us to use Red's Guardian, even though it's near useless against pirates since they're immune to negative effects. Even then, Bomb does a great job substituting for Red through his attack increased status effect ability, which just allows us to shred through waves upon waves of enemies at a time, and soon after, we can get our steering wheel back, allowing us to continue onwards to the sea. Okay, so now we're on the sea, and as usual, absolutely nothing changes. Okay, so as you can see here, there's an increasing order of importance. Like, we have to go for the... We don't go for that, we have to go for, the Pirate Veteran first, because he is the biggest. Okay, well, I guess never mind then. Throughout these battles, Chuck's ability tends to target enemies with lower health rather than the larger ones. Now that directly goes against the philosophy the game wants me to do, but it's fine I suppose, since at the very least we do manage to beat the next few levels pretty easily, and soon after, the game directly gives us our next hint. So this is yet another hint: you can brew advanced ingredients from basic ingredients. So I guess we know what we gotta do next. And 3 more, and we are all chilling. Ooh, this is our first undead battle. What does it recommend? Okay, well I guess we're just gonna go with this, cause again, we need Cleric for healing. The Rage Chili is good for knocking out all enemies, and then just Chuck is always the best, so. And look, we're also using our previous knowledge we've gained. We have to target the foreman first, or big boss I guess, because he is the tallest pig on field. So you can kind of see how everything is kind of working together, all of our exquisite knowledge. And for this battle, I may have been a little too overconfident, because at one point Chuck gets stunned by a ghost and then just dies within a few more seconds. However, since most pigs were already dead and my Rage Chili was charged up, we could recover from the loss fairly quickly. Okay, well, that was a closer battle than I thought it would be, but not really actually. Chuck is dies every other battle, so. Right after the ghost battle, we encounter another class shop where we can buy the Samurai and Druid. However, since the game doesn't instruct us to, we just move on, pitting us against a giant brute pig. And although this would be the perfect battle to use the Samurai with, the hint tells us to use the Guardian instead, in a battle, for those who don't know, against a pig that is immune to negative effects. Great. Entering the battle with the Guardian, Cleric, and Pirate, we just mainly focus on dealing as much damage as possible while surviving. The Guardian doesn't help much as a 25% shield isn't that great on its own, but it's better than using Chuck. The battle doesn't actually go that badly at first, but surprise surprise, Red dies partway through the battle when he's at 75% HP. Oddly enough, the other birds do survive, so we are able to continue the battle onwards, eventually barely defeating the Brute. Again, please don't use the Guardian for this battle, it's just so bad against pirates. After finding some more levels recommending us to use some really strange combos, we do catch up to Prince Porky on the desert island, who as usual retreats into the southern sea. The blues follow and we have to chase them. All the regular stuff. And now we can continue on. I'm hoping that the game gives us a good hint. It's giving us just as bad classes as before. Okay, well. Yeah, the game still recommends us to use the Lightning Bird, Cleric, and Pirate, and it does stay that way for the next few battles onwards. Anyways, on to the first of Porky's ships. We fight an assortment of different pigs all at once. Chuck's Rage Chili ability does come into use here to try and get every pig down to low HP at once, while also giving Matilda extra turns to heal, but as a whole we do try and generally still target the largest pigs first by size. And that is 1 out of 3 ships defeated. The second ship is somewhat similar. We fight another pirate and a bigger brute who we focus on first. This is a pretty average battle all things considered, and we can beat the next level by the end pretty quickly. The real challenge, however, starts on the next level, fighting Prince Porky himself. So now we are here, and okay. So it recommends Stone Guard, Thunderbird, Priestess, Cannoneer. So we can't buy the Cannoneer, like we physically cannot buy the Cannoneer. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do like the classes that are like closest to it. So again, Stone Guard has this multi-hit, I'll just use Samurai. Then I'll use Mage, and then I'll use Cleric, I suppose. Again, this is like the closest I can get without having to go through all the effort of modding the game and whatnot. So, Samurai it is. And we can just equip it like this. And just like that, we can start the battle. We spend the first few turns playing more defensively, because at the beginning, if you aren't careful, all your birds can really just die immediately. As time goes on, we begin to dish out damage, frequently relying on potions, when suddenly, the screen cuts to black, and that is because my recording software crashed. Quite possibly the worst time for it to happen, especially since I didn't notice until the battle was already over. So, I know this sounds really shady, but you just gotta trust me that the battle went smoothly. The footage on screen is just from previous playthroughs cutscenes, but it kinda depicts what happened. We unlock the blues, get the yellow key, and unlock the gates to the desert. Luckily, at this point I did realize that my recording software had crashed, and so I could just continue the video as normal. So now that we are here with the blues, we are immediately fighting a Cactus Knight, so we probably want to take him out first. The desert section of the game is pretty normal all things considered. The blues, as always, are somewhat overpowered, and my strategy mainly remains the same. Survive while taking out the largest pigs first. And although the blues get incredibly close to dying, and I mean incredibly close, we can defeat the lightning pig, reaching the final wave of the battle. For this specific battle, Chuck is pretty much needed to eliminate every mummy at once, because, you know, they can all respawn. I kinda went overkill on the Rage Chili Cakes during this battle by using them every turn, but in the end it made the wave way easier, and really quickly you could defeat all the undead pigs, making our way to the second castle. Well, not yet. Golden Pig. It's giving me a hint. It's telling me we need to look for the Golden Pig. Which means we gotta go here. And it's telling us to use all of these classes, which you literally do not have. We're gonna go Samurai. Samurai has a yellow part, Paladin has a yellow part to the helmet. Look, you can comment all you want, but I think the Samurai and Paladin both having yellow parts is a fair justification for using it in battle. It's not like it matters that much anyways, since the battle is quite simple. We get some stuns on the enemy pigs, they get some stuns on Matilda, but in the end we can win without breaking a sweat, getting us one precious lucky coin. And with that, we can now finally make our way to the final battle of this video, the second castle. Which, for all intents and purposes, isn't really that difficult. Red does not deal that much damage. I don't think I ever upgraded his weapon. That's not that great for me, but I'm just gonna, restock on all my abilities here so that they're all prepared for the next wave. Now in the second wave, we have to use all of our knowledge we've gained. We have to target the tallest pig first, and nothing more than that. Also, that was 212 damage in a turn. Now that, like, again, this is like the culmination of everything we've learned over the last, however many minutes this video is. On the third wave, again, Lightning Pig is technically you gotta go for. It's the tallest, but I guess we're gonna go for the Pyro Pig instead, because that's what Red's Rage Chili did. We probably could have stunned him if we didn't shield with Red first, but you know what? That's fine. That is not fine, actually. Yeah, no, that's definitely close enough. And now we are on to, drumroll please, the fourth wave where we're fighting more Feather Pigs, no Corporal Pig. Okay, this wave, to be honest, isn't that bad. It's more so tedious than anything, because again, Corporal Pig is healing, Feather Pig just block your Rage Chili over and over again. Just get our abilities all ready and charged up for the final wave, which will be against the one and only Prince Porky again. The classic, who would have thought? Again, Wizpig literally increased his size. That's how you know that he's made him more powerful. He also has new bombs that spawn. I'm just gonna save my Rage Chili for Matilda when we need it, because I don't think these things really matter. That didn't even deal any damage to the blues. And Prince Porky already seems to be nearing half health. We just managed to stun him, which is great for us. This deals like 3 damage per turn, or I guess 4, 5, 10. Again, for some reason, a lot of bombs in this game seem to have that property, but it is fine, because Prince Porky only has 280 health left, and the blues only have 41 health left, which means that we should probably be using our Rage Chili to heal up the blues. And Prince Porky does only have 123 health left. Actually, I don't know, are the blues dead? No, they're not. They're barely not dead, actually. And I think, just like that, the battle is done. The blues almost died several times throughout this battle, but it's fine because we got 3 stars, and we got the good chest. And we got the good chest. And we got the good chest. See, first try, we got the good chest. And just like that, we now have the second egg, as Wizpig goes to Starfish Reef, and Prince Porky goes into the Endless Void. We can now continue on. We also have 100 more Snoutlings. Our mastery goes up. And now, isn't that nice? 2 eggs. Now, honestly, if there's one thing that I learned, it's that this game sometimes can have really odd hints. Sometimes the hints can be fine. Like if you... What in the world? Okay, I guess. What? Treasure hunters?